Hey y'all, I'm Jenna, and on this channel, I help Christians get unstuck. I want to encourage you today because I know that many of us are praying for God to give us a financial blessing, a blessing in the area of our health and healing, and we are doing everything we know to do, and we are just not seeing God move. And I want to encourage you that the reason is God is going to move in your situation in a way that He has never moved before. What I heard was out of box strategies, non-traditional methods, unconventional methods. And the reason God is doing that is because in these last days, and to prepare for whatever is coming, to help other people, to be a witness for the faith, we are going to have to put some non-traditional and unconventional strategies in place. So God is getting ahead of this thing, and He's like, I'm going to go ahead and stretch your faith and prepare you now. We see this in 2 Kings 5:1-19, the story of Naaman. Now, Naaman was a commander in the Syrian army, and he was described as a mighty man of valor. But Naaman had leprosy. So his wife's servant girl says, oh yeah, okay, I know who you need to see. You need to go see that prophet in Israel, and he can help you. And so Naaman's like, oh yeah, cool. I'm open to that because I want to be healed of this leprosy. So he travels from his country all the way to Israel to see the prophet Elisha. And when he gets there, Elisha doesn't even open the door for him. He sends word by somebody else to Naaman and tells Naaman, hey, you need to bathe in the Jordan River 7 times, and that's how you're going to be healed. Now, at this point, Naaman isn't feeling it, and he's quite angry, and understandably so, because he's thinking, I traveled all the way from my country to come and see you. Now, first and foremost, surely you can have the good courtesy to at least come to the door and greet me. But on top of that, I thought you'd wave your hand over me or something, and to, pronounce a blessing and healing that way. What are you talking about? Go bathe in the dirtiest body of water, that there is. Surely if that's what I have to do, you couldn't tell me another body of water to bathe in. So this plan is just making no sense at all. And Naaman almost missed his blessing of healing because he wasn't going to do the non-traditional out of the box thing. And this is where we have to want the blessing and the healing and the growth and the financial miracle or whatever it is that we're believing God for. We have to want it enough that we're willing to do what God tells us to do. So Naaman does what Elisha tells him to do. He got healed of leprosy. How does that relate to us? God is going to tell you to do something that is uncomfortable, that is not traditional, that is not even something that's in your mind's landscape. It's not something that you ever would have thought of. But because God is faithful, He's going to work through that particular method. And I just want to encourage you to be open to it. Don't put God in a box. If you're believing God for finances, maybe that's not going to come in the form of a traditional job. Maybe He's going to give you a business idea. If you're believing God for healing, maybe that's not going to come in the form of you taking a pill. Now, disclaimer, always talk to your doctor, obviously, and I am not encouraging anyone to not take their medication. But maybe if that's the way that God did it before, maybe that's not what He's going to do this time. If you're believing God that a relationship is going to be restored, and it is God's will that it be restored, maybe what you had to do last time isn't going to be what you need to do this time. God is doing out of the box things in this season. And y'all, believers all over the world are saying this. They're like, I'm so uncomfortable and I've never been in this place before. And I feel like I'm just being shaken, and everything that I'm trying to grasp for that is familiar to me, and everything that I know, everything that I attempt to put my hand to is not working. There is a reason for that. God is stretching our faith, and He's doing it through non-traditional, unconventional strategies, and He's preparing us for whatever is coming.